Hi, my name is Ahmed and welcome back to day 2 of my cutout. Yesterday was a bit of a learning experience. I was not expecting that much honeycomb to come out of that cavity. Today the plan is to get a couple of totes, rubber band the frames rubber band the comb inside some of the frames, put it in the tote, make a small opening and leave it on top of the sheet where I removed. So basically on top of the cavity, and then I'll leave them there and come back in a week. The plan is that they should start using the tote as their new hive and move out of the cavity completely. The bees that's currently in the two boxes, those I will be removing and transferring them to my apiary and putting them into 2 new hives. That's the plan for today, but anything can happen, so we'll wait and see, and stay tuned and I'll take you along for the journey. I managed to get me 3 of these 45-liter storage boxes with lids. They came to about 90 rand each, so I think these should be good for today, but we'll see how it goes. Back up on the roof. The bees are still in this little cavity. I'll see if I can zoom in a bit more. But I think most of them have started to use the 2 boxes. This whole cavity was filled with honeycomb. The brood was in that section, and the honey was kept mostly on this side, but it's the same cavity, just the wooden beam that's separating the 2. So what I will be doing today is removing some of these combs and placing them in. I'll see if I can just open it. I don't have my suit on yet and I have not smoked them, but I'll see if I can just open up this one section and have a look. That's all the honeycomb. So back to the plan for today. I'm going to take all those honeycombs, rubber band them into some frames, place the frames in one of those storage containers, and some of the frames I'll actually put down into the cavity, and then I'll leave one of those storage containers over this little gap here, and then hopefully the bees will start migrating into that storage container, and then I'll just come back in a week's time and remove the storage container. Let's see if I can give you guys a deep down tour inside the hive. So right now I'm standing on top of the garage, which is a concrete floor, so this is fairly stable, and then I'm going to move those 2 boxes closer to me, and then this will be my little staging area where I will start doing the rubber banding of the comb. Sorry I couldn't really post anything while I was working, but it's been a busy process. I'm practically done. That 2 storage containers over there, each of them contains 9 deep frames where I've rubber banded the comb in there. This is still what's left over. I ran out of frames, I ran out of rubber bands. This is all the waste. And then this container here basically is 45 liters of honey. So that I will be crushing and straining to extract that honey. I can't put them back in the hive. And then let's see what else I can show you. And then what I've also done is I've taken 5 frames and the width of the cavity is actually perfect for a standard 10 frame deep. It's actually twice the depth of a standard 10 frame deep. I'll try and get the stand over there. I can't. Let me go. Okay, so that's the update for now. I'll just have a break quickly and then I'll contemplate on the next step. I think this will be the final update. So what I've done is in the cavity I've placed I think about 5 deep frames with drawn comb, their own comb that I rubber banded to the frame. And then in the top 2 storage containers, each of them has 9 deep frames with comb that's been rubber banded. And then there's a couple of holes. Each storage container has a hole drilled in the front so they can get in and out. I'll leave them to settle down, clean up the mess that I made with all the cutting out and the honey laying everywhere. I still haven't seen the queen, but they seem to be fine. There was a lot of capped brood, there was eggs, there was larvae, there was lots of pollen, and obviously all the honey, 45 liters of honey. I still need to figure out how much that weighs after I crush and strain that. And then what I will be doing is, I'm not sure if a week is long enough, but I'll come here next week Saturday or maybe even Friday, preferably in the evening, early evening, just to have a look and see how much activity there is, how much of this they've cleaned up. And I'll take some of the off-cut comb and leave it. Anyway, thanks for watching. This has been an amazing learning experience. My first cutout. The 2 storage containers with the little cutouts. And hopefully they'll make their way into these 2 boxes, and in a week's time I'll come and pick them up. So the final plan right now is there's 5 frames of comb in the cavity, and hopefully they'll start using that. There's no comb anywhere else in the cavity. I've scraped everything out, and then what they will do is they'll start using that comb, laying eggs. And then the plan is that next week sometime I'll come here with another storage container, remove those 5 frames, and then put that in the storage container. These two storage containers, I'm hoping that they start new colonies, new queens. We have a unique little honeybee here in Cape Town, where the workers can actually clone themselves, and from that clone they can either produce more workers or they can even raise their own queen. So even if there's no queen or no eggs in any of these 2 boxes, potentially they can still raise their own queen even without eggs. So we'll see what happens next week. Thank you again for watching. Day 3 of my cutout, I'll post again probably next week sometime. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Yeah, it's Cape Town beekeeping. Thanks again for watching.